Japan is known around the world for its cleanliness, safety, and hospitality. But what if I told you that's only one side of the story? Behind the social media highlights and pretty travel vlogs, there is a hidden reality that most tourists never see.
Hello everybody, right now I'm in Dotonbori, one of the most famous places in Osaka. But just about 2 kilometers from here, there is a place as known as the most dangerous area in all Japan. So let's take a look to check it out together. Let's go!
Osaka is one of the most popular destinations in Japan, with attractions like Universal Studio Japan, Dotonbori, and Osaka Castle. According to the Osaka Convention, 14 million tourists visit Osaka every year. But behind all of this, there is a side of Osaka that most tourists never see.
I feel like 6% of people walking around here are foreigners, no Japanese. Chinese, like Korean, like people from around, yeah. Oh my gosh, I cannot hear Japanese here.
As someone who grew up in Osaka, I always thought my hometown was safe and welcoming. We are known for being warm and friendly, but recently I learned there is a part of the city that is a complete opposite of the Osaka I knew. Today I am taking you to that place, a neighborhood many locals avoid, and most tourists have never ever heard of. It is called the most dangerous and the dirtiest place in Japan. Let's talk about Nishinari. When you walk through Nishinari, the contrast with Osaka is shocking. It is called a Doyagai, a slang term that means cheap accommodation, where daily laborers live. Accommodations are called yado in Japanese. Since there are many yados in Nishinari, they switched to letters to doya and added the kanji gai at the end, which means street, thus creating the slang Doyagai. Many of residents here are older, uneducated, and unemployed, or working part-time jobs. With little structure to their days, it's common to see people drinking from noon and continuing well into the night. For some, it's a daily routine. You could even say alcoholism is part of the street culture here. Living in Nishinari is incredibly cheap. It's possible to survive here for as little as 40,000 yen a month. Since no one asks about your social status or your qualifications, people can comfortably live and enjoy their lives here.
Hey, look at this. This is insane, crazy cheap. A beef croquette for just 70 yen, that's like 47 cents. It's crazy. You know, in other places in Japan, I think this would easily cost $2 or $1.50, but just 47 cents. Oh my gosh. Yabai! Look at this. This is vending machine. And this is cheaper as well. In other YouTubers' video from a year or 2 years ago, you can see there was a trash all over this area. But today is totally different. The fence is up and everything is clean, no garbage, no belongings, and nothing. This police station is surrounded by walls. You can see it like a typical police station in Japan. Back in the day, there were riots here. And people even threw fire bombs at this place. But nowadays, no riots here.
For someone like me who grew up in Osaka's more clean neighborhoods, walking through Nishinari felt like a different world. It was honestly a little shocking. This wasn't the Osaka I thought I knew. But how did it end up like this? To really understand why Nishinari became the most infamous neighborhood, we have to look back at its history that shaped the identity of one of Japan's most misunderstood neighborhoods. So in this area, a lot of people are drinking alcohol from noon. I tried to talk some of them, but they told me no camera because some of them have a criminal record. And also, they are on welfare. That's why being on camera could be a problem with them. Also, to get along with them, I had alcohol and tobacco. That's how it is around here.
YouTuber? そう。そう。ちょっと僕がここに初めて来たんで、なんか思ったことを話してたんですよ。こっちか。そうそうそうそう。
YouTube やろ？シャネルあげた？シャネルあげた？
シャネルあげてない。
あげて。
あれいいんすか？
待って、今日撮るわ。撮影業者。
シャネルってどんな場所なんすか？あ、ここ目の前にあるやん。シャネルってあれかと思いました。結構楽しみなんだ。へえ。料理美味しい。料理美味しい。あ、ほんまにいいっすか？カメラ撮ってたら話しかけてもらって。シャネルよろしく。シャネルよろしく言うて。ここはあれですか？バーみたいな。バー。カラオケ。ありがとうございます。はい。はい、お邪魔します。あ、ワンちゃんがこんにちは、すみません。僕もちょっと一杯飲もうかな思ってきました。すみません。すごい。めっちゃアットホーム。すごいね、左もすごい。うわ、うまそう。はい、もらいました。Okay. This is and alcohol. Be good. Oh my gosh. 乾杯。To understand what Nishinari is today, we need to go all the way back to the 1950s. Nishinari started as a place for day laborers during Japan's post-war economic boom. From massive construction projects like highways and skyscrapers, it created a lot of demand for manual labor. Thousands of men came to Osaka looking for quick jobs, and Nishinari became the place where they found them. Doya began popping up throughout the district. But when the economic bubble burst in 1990s, many of these jobs vanished, and the people who stayed behind were left with a little to hold on to. By the 1980s, the area was already in decline, and that's when the Yakuza moved in more aggressively. Nishinari became a hotspot for illegal activities, especially the sale of kakusei, which is meth. It wasn't just a place for the poor anymore. It became a black market zone, where drugs were easy to find and hard to police. For decades, meth use was common. You could see anti-drug posters on every wall, but the damage was too much. The area had become a lawless city. But nothing shocked Nishinari more than its long history of riots. The first major riot happened in 1961, and since then, there have been 24 riots that have been recorded between the residents and police. One of the most infamous incidents happened in 1990, when a man was hit by a car right in front of the police box. But the officers didn't help. They assumed he was just another homeless man from Nishinari, and no was the trouble. Thus sparkled outrage. Locals gathered and Nishinari exploded. Flares were thrown. Police cars were flipped and burned. Police boxes were attacked. The streets turned into a battleground, fueled by years of being ignored and mistreated by the system. Then, in 2012, a governor named Toru Hashimoto launched the Nishinari Special Zone Plan, a turning point for the area. His goal was to restore order, safety, and dignity. The city increased patrols, track down dealers, and clean up public spaces. Bit by bit, the change began. Fewer fights broke out in the street, and slowly, the area began to rebuild, not just physically, but socially. はい、行きます。ありがとうございました。
あ、英語が喋れるな。はい、ありがとう。
Thank you. ありがとうござい
Thank
ま
you,
した。
thank you. Welcome.
Yes!
ありがとう。
いいところだ。It was honestly, you know, the wildest place I've ever been. And I couldn't show this on camera, but the guy sitting next to me, he missed forefinger. It means he used to be the Yakuza. And he told me this story. One time, 3 of his guys missed badly. That's why they tried to cut off their own finger to take responsibility. But he said, no, you guys have all 10 fingers. I do that instead of you guys. And he cut off. Then he told me, when you cut your finger for your crew, it doesn't hurt. But I'm sure it does hurt a lot. Yeah, I think it's kind of bushido. Oh my gosh, that kind of royalty blows my mind. Now, I'm trying to recording ending, but I think the guy being here. Oh my gosh, this is Nishinari, alright? Oh my gosh, come on. So today I visited Nishinari, and honestly, it wasn't as dangerous as I expected. Yeah, of course, compared to other parts of Japan, it's way more dangerous, but I've been to many countries and also slums there. When I compare here to those places, it feels a lot safer, in my opinion though. What stood out to me is that many people here don't work. And even in the morning, they are out drinking. But they seemed happier than a lot of working people in Japan who are always stressed out. It really made me think what it means to live a good life. If you really want to understand Japan beyond the surface, Nishinari is worth a visit. But make sure here is not safe as other parts of Japan. And that's why please be careful. Don't forget that. Let me know what you think in the comments. See you next time. じゃあねー。